Hello, friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of Today with Tally. The mission and goal of this podcast is to bring an engaging conversation that will add value to the lives of everyday people. We will inspire, encourage, educate, and tell the stories of America's finest men and women in an effort to motivate you to live your life to its fullest potential. Be sure to follow us on social media and search Today with Tally. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and share the program as well. Ladies and gentlemen, your host of the evening, Mr. Brian Tally.
Welcome back to Today with Tally podcast, where we add real life value to the lives of everyday people. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Twitter, Facebook, and About Face Radio. Simply search Today with Tally and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to get every episode and stay up to date with the latest and greatest our guests in this show has to offer. Folks, today's show sponsor is Woodpecker Feed Store located in Spring, Texas. Now, this is a great community spotlight show that we're going to be doing today, talking about a veterans group down in Wharton, Texas, just south of Houston. So this will be good. This is a complete Houston metro area-wide program today and show that you guys can even go visit this local store here, Woodpecker Feed Store in Spring. So Woodpecker Feed Store is now part of the Woodpecker business family. The sister company, Woodpecker Projects, is a landscape company that has been around for about 5 years now. Woodpecker Feed Store was previously known as Woods Feed Store, a family-owned business in Spring, Texas, for over 30 years. The new owners, Herman and Natasha, are passionate about small business and advocates for all small businesses. Woodpecker Feed Store sells high-quality cat and dog food and a large variety of agricultural feed. You can find them at 1439 Rayford Road in Spring, Texas, or you can even give them a call today, 281-363-3590. That's 281-363-3590. And folks, what they like to say is, if it lives, it's our business. Folks, go ahead and give them a visit. They are some great and very, very fine people. You will not be disappointed. Now, folks, today we have a very special guest joining us. Now, we have U.S. Navy Chief Mike Potter, who is the founder of the Wharton County Veteran Resources group down in Wharton, Texas. And with that, I am honored to bring him in. Mike, how are you?
Doing good, Brian. Good to see you again. Been too long.
Or I should say, Chief. Welcome to the show, Chief.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Mike, the reason why I'm having you on today is you're putting on a show, here in the Houston metro area. And, that show is going to be coming up here very soon. And we want to get you on the show. We want to talk about it and get other veterans in the area or veteran supporters in the area engaged in showing up at your event. And, we're here to promote it. We want to get people through the door, and we want your event to be a success in the community. And it is called the United Forces Collectors Convention, folks. It's coming Saturday, April 1st, 2023, from 8 to 5 at the Wharton Civic Center. Mike, can you touch on what the United Forces Collectors Convention is?
Sure. Came about kind of out of two different passions that I have. Number one, collectibles, collecting. Been dealing in that pretty much all my life. And then, of course, as you know, past 19 and a half years, I've been kind of devoted to the military, right? And with that time in the military, see a lot of people come and go. A lot of veterans get out and not always get the services they need, whether it's access to it or just knowledge on what there is out there. So I kind of decided to meld those two things together, and it's particularly needed out in the rural community. We're about 45 minutes south of Houston on 45, just past Rosenberg, about 30 minutes past Rosenberg on 59. And where we're at, it's in the rural areas. some of our veterans have trouble getting into the VA because the VA no longer comes and picks up. We've had vans periodically that take people in, but we're kind of in a vacuum out here. And a lot of them, in addition, like trips to the VA, a lot of the services they're not aware of. So what I wanted to do was kind of have an organization or have an event that kind of brings together people that want to help and support veterans, but maybe don't know how, and veterans that don't know how to get certain services. So that was kind of the germinating seed that started this convention.
So you're trying to tell me that in Wharton County, in Wharton, where you're at right now, the VA no longer offers those shuttle services to the Michael E. DeBakey VA Hospital?
That is correct. They've been on and off over the years. They were off for a while when I first got here. So the first 2 years I was here, I would work with the VSO here in Wharton County VSO, and talk with her, and got the numbers of a couple of local veterans. And so people would just ring me up, and I would offer to drive one day a week, whether it was a Monday or a Friday. I would drive vets in to the center in the mornings after I dropped my kid off at school, and then have them back home and be back here in time to pick my kid up. And then for a short period of time, the VA did come out, and there was a shuttle service, a company called Everyday Heroes, or an organization, called Everyday Heroes out of El Campo, which is about 15 minutes. Were shuttling people in, but they've since stopped. And again, the VA has changed their mileage, so the VA no longer comes out to my area.
But they used to, correct?
They used to, yes.
And for how long did they come out and pick up veterans?
I'm not sure. It's been, apparently, talking to the VSO here, it's changed quite frequently. So I don't know how long they did it and what the duration was when they did, but I know they no longer are. I've got, in fact, next Friday, I'll be driving one, a fellow veteran in next Friday morning.
I'm going to bring that up to a congressional member that I work very closely with, because obviously, when you're coming from rural areas, there's not a lot of CBOC clinics down where you're at. So they have to go to the main hospital. And a lot of these veterans, they can't drive, and they need to be able to have that accessible transportation that's going to be reliable to get them to the actual VA for care.
Yeah, and there's more to it than that. You've got these veterans. Some of them are, they're on an age, and they either don't have the patience or don't have the ability, I guess, to do the travel claims. So they may not put in to get. No one gets reimbursed for my trip. I can't get reimbursed because I'm not a family member. So I'm making these trips just because no one else will, so.
You have served for 19 and a half years in the U.S. Navy, and now you are the founder, if you will, of the Wharton County Veteran Resources Group in your town. Now, explain what exactly is the mission of Wharton County Veteran Resources. What is everything that you do down there for your veterans? Well,
try and fill the gap. Kind of what you meant, what we talked about just now, trips to the VA, things that aren't getting done in the county for one reason or another, whether it's not allowed or there's no funding for it or there's just no one to do it. So, what I've kind of done informally is figure out where can I help. So number one is travel to the VA. Number two is the initial VA claims, VA disability claims. I had a real good representative from the DAV when I was in Washington State walk me through how to do my claim before I got off of active duty after 10 and a half years. Once I saw how everything went through, and even at the time back in 2014, I'm sure you remember a lot of the horror stories about how bad it. Well, in fact, you lived it, right? The process can be not very easy sometimes. But he showed it to me, and people, after hearing that it may take a year, 2 years, my claim was done. My initial claim was done and settled within 3 months. So I took what he showed me, and after I got out of active duty, I was a reservist, but I was a defense contractor at the shipyard in Bremerton, and we hired a huge amount of veterans to do the work that we were contracted to do in the shipyard. And my first question to each one of them was, hey, are you a veteran? Did you just get out? 80% of them were. And of those 80%, 80% of them weren't out processed properly. They, the TAP class they went to wasn't adequate. Some of that may be on their part because, hey, we're military folks, right? Sometimes we can be boneheaded, but some of it was the process it wasn't there. It wasn't effective enough. So I took what I learned on how my DAV guy told me to do a claim, and I just applied that to every veteran. I told them, hey, look, here's what you do. Top of your head, the bottom of your feet, list everything that's wrong, and then just work from there. So I had a process, and it worked. It helped. It helped quite a few people. Even my ex-wife, who had been out of the military for 10 years and had items that weren't in her medical record, but were demonstrably, the problems were there. She had treatment for it. We submitted her claim, and unbelievably, after 10 years and 11 months from when she started the claim, within 29 days, her claim was settled. Her initial claim, she had back pay for 11 months, and she had her rating following that. And so I just used that to build and say, hey, everybody, every veteran I meet, I'm going to ask them the question: do you have a valid claim, and do you need help? I'll help you. I will sit down with you, come to wherever you're at, and we'll get it done. Whether it's on my phone or computer, your computer, let's get it filed so you can get what's owed to you.
Sure. And, that's, good that you have developed your own blueprint, and it works, it's successful. And a lot of guys that come in there, they don't even know where to start. It's just it's a process, that, a lot get very frustrated with, and sometimes, give up. And you have, really opened your doors and your heart into helping these veterans try to get the benefits that they owe, that is owed to them, and the benefits that they deserve through their time in service. Now, you don't have to do this. This is something that you are obviously called to do. And you've, really put service over self. And, like you said, hey, look, I'm just filling gaps here. I feel I owe it to my community to go ahead and give back. Now, do you charge a fee for anything you do to help these veterans?
No, absolutely no.
What keeps your nonprofit moving?
Me. Low overhead. Again, I should have mentioned when we started, I'm here at another veteran-owned business, local marketing company, Vincent and Amy Morales with Capiche Marketing, and they've opened their doors. If you can see the sign behind me, excuse me. They've got workstations set up specifically for veterans to come and use however they need, whatever they deem fit. They're incredibly supportive. They're a hosting site. I run a couple times a year. I do a Christmas card campaign and a Valentine's Day card campaign for local veterans. Also do a smaller one for Gold Star families in the county, and they've opened their doors to be a receiving area for people to bring in Christmas cards that go to the area nursing homes and assisted living facility that host veterans. So they're really accommodating. So I get it done by the help of my friends.
So, you live off, donations. Essentially, the Wharton County Veterans Resources lives off of donations.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't have any now, of course. They're with another area, but, made up some T-shirts to help sell, to try and, raise funds to be able to better support what I do. And that's, we'll get back to it, but that's part of why this convention came about. And we can talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, all donation based. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now you are having the Alpha Comics and Wharton Police Department present the inaugural United Forces Collectors Convention, which is also your group. And it's cool that you're coming together with the actual local police department. We'll be there supporting you as well. That will be benefiting local veterans, as well as veterans at the Mike Lee DeBakey Veterans Center. And again, you are raising money. You are putting on this fundraiser to push your mission and, your venture here forward in helping really an at-risk and vulnerable community, and helping provide transportation and food and valuable resources.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just a quick overview. The way the convention is set up, admission is donated items or donated funds, there's no set amount. Even if someone just shows up to come in, hey, you're getting into the show, no big deal. It's intended to be a low cost or no cost family friendly event. Number one. Anyway, any items that are brought in, I've got the list. As a guide, I use the DeBakey's list for items you can give to veterans in the hospital there, and all those items will be taken and collected. I'll go through them and assert the first allotment will go to local veterans. I've got a good relationship with the assisted living facilities around the county. Any and all excess is going to be boxed up, and they're going to go to the DeBakey Center for them to distribute to the veterans there.
And folks, let me just let you guys know what they're looking for and what their needs are. And again, this is a free convention. This is a free veterans event in the Houston metro area. And all they ask is you can get in, but just donate something, just bring something. And here's what they're looking for. They're looking for throw blankets, back scratching. A lot of our veterans are old and they need a back scratcher, wall calendars. We've got a lot of folks that are in, nursing homes and, they want to keep track of what day it is. Crossword puzzles, books, word search, keep that brain going, right? Card games. I know a lot of this is geared toward the older type folks, as well as, a lot of folks that are our age as well. Adult coloring books, coloring pencils. That's very good for people that have Alzheimer's and dementia. Keeping that brain going, and any and all these donated items will go to great cause. Prepackaged commercial grocery store snacks, prepackaged holiday candy. You can do regular or sugar-free. Inspirational books. That's the newer generation, right? The X, the Y, inspiration, motivation. Blankets, hats, t-shirts, any sort of clothing, memorabilia of branches of service, and metro bus passes, gift cards. Again, that will be benefiting the people to get there. Gas cards for those round trip transportations to the hospital from Wharton County. And then any gift cards to HEB, Kroger, or Walmart. They're asking for $25 or up gift cards, again, to help with groceries, to help with any necessities that these veterans may need. And again, that is the mission and the goal of this fundraiser. Now, where is this fundraiser? It is at the Wharton Civic Center. It's located at 1924 North Fulton Street in Wharton, Texas, 77488. Again, that is the Wharton County Convention Center. And I want to talk about what exactly the United Forces Collectors Convention. I mean, we know what it is and we know the mission and the goal of it, but what's the Collectors Convention? Is there going to be other stuff there? I mean, what can we expect when we walk into this event?
Well, when you mentioned that I had teamed up with the Wharton Police Department, well, guess what? The police chief is not only an Army veteran, but he is also a collector. And he actually is the one that pushed this over the top. Because what he offered me was to team up together and kind of take what I wanted to do on the next level. And so we talked a little bit about it. And so now it's really open, man. There's going to be comic books, sports cards. There's going to be collectible knives. There's going to be action figures, fun Popco figures. It's really open to a lot. We're about 20 something vendors. In addition to that, you're also going to get a good taste of local area food. We've got Damon's Barbecue is going to be on the outside. We've got Munchie Cuisine, which has some of the best tacos in the area here, Birria Tacos. There's going to be cupcakes, cookies. There's going to be loaded teas. There's going to be nutrition kiosk there for shakes and smoothies and type of stuff. And then in addition to that, I'm going to have a nonprofit section, right? So we've got Texas Department of Health and Human Services going to be there. We're going to have several other nonprofit organizations that are going to be there disseminating information, for veterans. And of course, I'll be there to, the key is to get the veterans out, not only to get donations for the ones that need help in the facilities, but also the ones that I come out and interact, because almost every veteran I've met and helped, it wasn't from a phone call. Right. It wasn't from an email because they saw my phone number or my email address. It's because you just asked the question. Hey, man, were you in the service? You pick up on certain things. You know that. You can tell how people talk, act, carry themselves. Sometimes you just know they're a veteran. So it's a way for me to get people out, because a lot of service members are collectors too. Get them out into the community and then hey, meet them on the ground and say, hey, man, is there anything I can help you? Oh, by the way, come over here and talk to this person. They can probably give you a hand.
Yes.
Cigar vendor, all kind of stuff.
So now these are comic books.
Well, yeah, everything. There's going to be comic books, sports cards. There's going to be a cigar vendor there. I just had a guy, beef jerky, a guy selling beef jerky going to be there, but it's primarily for, pop culture related stuff, action figures, toys, antique toys, that type of stuff. Awesome.
And folks, this convention is being put on again by Chief here, Michael Potter. He is the founder of the Wharton County Veteran Resources, and this fundraiser, if you will benefit what he does in the veteran community in the city and the town that he lives in. And again, he's serving those veterans in need. And another thing that will be going on is the event will be benefiting the Blue Santa program that is put on every year by the Wharton Police Department to donate Christmas presents and toys to local area children. Can you elaborate more on that?
Sure. So again, Terry Lynch, the police department here in Wharton, every year they have, I think they usually take donations towards the end of the year. And what it is people donate brand new toys. And the police department, part of their outreach program is they take those and they give out to children in need in the area. And so when we talked about teaming up, this was not only a great way to help me get my message out, but also to help and benefit them, because now the donations that come in, if people donate toys, all the toys are going to go to the Blue Santa program, but the vendor fees that the vendors pay to sell items, nonprofit tables don't pay anything. They get their spots for free, of course. But the food vendors and the collectible vendors, their money goes into a pot. It's going to get split. Half the money is going to go to the police department so they can purchase new toys, even this early in the year in anticipation for Christmas. And the other money is going to go into a pot for local veterans, for the guys that, kind of fall between the cracks. They may go to the VA or the American Legion locally and get some money for whatever their immediate need is, or they may be waiting on their disability to kick in. Well, I wanted to have a fund that I could oversee with some other, with a small board, and be able to just write checks immediately, vet the people, make sure they've got the DD-214, make sure they're, everything's legit. And then, hey, not have a month or two wait that a veteran needs help. Have a pool of money that I can give directly to that veteran and give them the immediate need that they, to meet the immediate need that they have.
That's great, man. And guys, this is an awesome event. It's an all-day event, Saturday, April 1st. Put it on your calendar, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Wharton Civic Center. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can go meet new people. You can do a lot of networking. And, really at the end of the day, open your heart and wallet and donate to a good cause that is doing some tremendous work in the community that Chief Potter serves down there in Wharton County. So with that, is there anything else that you'd like to add or elaborate on?
No, other than my vision for this is not to be a one-time event and not to be a one location event. Everything goes well here. The plan is to do another one either in summertime or late November in anticipation of Christmas. And then, hey, take this thing and put it somewhere else. Maybe we do it. Maybe we have one kickoff in Victoria. Maybe we have one kickoff in Brazoria County, Lake Jackson, West Columbia area. All these small communities that don't have the resources that the big cities like Houston and Dallas and San Antonio, Austin have, right? There's a lot of people in these small communities. They don't have access to the conventions for the kids. And the veterans don't always have access to the things they need. And this is a great way to bring those two things together to bridge that gap. People have fun, people spend money, and everyone has a good time, and a lot of people can benefit out of it. So my idea is if anyone's interested in getting a show like this going, hey, you've got my phone number. Give me a call. I would be happy to. I mean, and for you, I don't care if you call me and you're in Dallas and you want to do this exact same thing. I'm not asking to franchise it. I don't need any money. Do it. You're helping veterans. I will help you in any way I can to get this thing going in another area.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, that's a great point that you bring up about the rural communities. Texas is full of them. Well, the country is full of them. And how do you spark change? You do it county, in these small counties. And the majority of all these veteran events and fundraisers are all in the big cities. So you got to drive. Well, a lot of people can't drive to get there because they don't have transportation. So what do? You bring the event to them.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you are doing. Now, folks, again, if you are in the Houston metro surrounding area, I encourage you to go to this first annual fundraiser. Again, it's April 1st from 8 to 5 at the Wharton Civic Center. That will be benefiting Chief Potter's 501c3, his nonprofit, the Wharton County Veteran Resources. If you want to help, if you want to donate, if you want to be connected with Mike, give him a call, 979-488-9068. That's 979-488-9068. Now, Mike, look, man, I'm going to call you Chief. Hey, Chief, I want to thank you for joining us today, man, and I wish you the very best in this first annual fundraiser. And I hope that the event continues to grow and that it's a success, for everything that you're doing in your community.
Well, thank you. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to get me on here. You've been, at some point, get me on again. We can talk more, talk about how we met. Mm-hmm. People say Facebook is a bad thing. It's all about how you use it, right? Everything is what you make of it. And the stuff you've had happen to you, what you've made of it, incredible. I mean, that's what America's about, right? Making change, not only for yourself, but for everybody else. So, yeah, you're a big idol of mine, dude. Appreciate it.
Hey man, I appreciate that. I appreciate the friendship, and I'm glad I can help in any way I can here, in the work that you're doing, because I believe in it, and I believe in you. So, with that, I just want to thank you again for everything you're doing in the military and veteran community. Your service, sacrifice, and dedication to our great nation is truly admirable.
Thank you, Brian.
Folks, remember to stay inspired, stay encouraged, stay motivated, and always stay in the fight. Until next time, for Today with Tally, this is Brian Tally. Good night, Semper Fi, and God bless.